everyone, this is Elisa from Inaya's Toy Box Crochet, and I'm here to tell you what I've been up to. Thank you all for coming. I love showing off my makes, and I love that you come week after week to see it. You can find me on social media as Inaya's Toy Box. I am on Etsy, on Ravelry, on Instagram, and on Facebook. And I have some old pins on Pinterest if you're interested. I'm going to apologize about life noises. It's afternoon right now, and this is when I could film at the time. This is the time I have to film, but it also means, you know, there's more life noises. So you're probably hearing like the coffee maker because my husband wants some coffee. Probably hearing the laundry because I got the laundry on. But it is what it is. I have life noises. Anyways, what have I been up to? I have, hold on one second. Yeah, I have this cough that is lingering, that is not leaving. Anyways, enough about the cough. Let's talk about what I've made. I have one FO and 3 whips to show you, and here is the first FO. I finished and started a blanket. This is a Boggy Creek blanket that I intend to give. It's folded up. I intend to send to Boggy Creek. It is Crochet Memories again from Cozy Cottage Crochet. You could hear the coffee maker, right? Anyways, I am loving this for scrap blankets because you know what? You use a little bit of yarn and it looks like it's intentional when it really isn't. I do work the yarn. If I feel like I don't have enough for another full square, I stopped for the most part. So this is mostly, these are like my old 3-weight yarns. These are mostly Simply DK, Paint Box Simply DK. Also, I do have a Premier Bloom here, King Cole Splash. This is a Caron Skinny Cake. I have a bunch of stuff, but most of all the solid colors, including the border, is Paint Box Simply DK. And here it is. I have not yet taken a picture of the whole thing, but hopefully I will by the time I upload the video. So I started off with this yarn and I decided to use colors that go with this yarn. This is the King Cole Splash. And so I chose colors that go with that. And I was doing good with this. It was like a perfect blanket until the very end. This is like the second to last square I did. And as you can see, it's oddly shaped. It's because I did something extra here that I wasn't supposed to. And I didn't notice it. I put on the next one. And then I weaved in all the ends. And I laid down flat. And, no, not even then. I started crocheting the border. And I was like, what's going on here? And then I laid it down flat. And then I saw it was weird. So I did a double crochet border, but over these things I did this extra part. I did half double crochet just so that it lays flat. I made some mistakes at the very end. There was no mistakes before that. Like over here, I did a chain 3 by accident, so I had to decrease on the border. It is what it is. It's still a pretty blanket. It's all these squares. I'm hoping to make another one because I have plenty of scraps. I have so much scraps or working yarn. Right now my 4-weight working yarn is literally, I mean, overflowing is not the word, it's falling out. If you just touch that bin, everything's falling out. So I do have to use up that yarn, and making these will help me. Alright, so that's my one and only FO. I also am still working on the It Calls to Me shawl. I worked on it a little bit, and then I stopped. Well, I worked on it at the beginning of the week, and I haven't worked on it since. But here it is. This is the It Calls Me shawl. I love it. It is gorgeous. I kind of wish I had her colors, the colors she used. But the purple is nice. I'm almost finished with the purple and I'm going to start the blue soon. But here it is. It is so pretty. It is a lot of, you know, counting. Not counting. You need to, this is one you need to fudge. You can't fudge. But I was here last time I showed it, so I got a few rows in. Not much. just a few. And here it is, the It Calls Me shawl. I love it. I can't wait till it's finished, and I think I'd like to make another one with different colors. I'm not sure yet though. One of the things that stopped me from making it all this time, because it's been on my liked, you know, on Ravelry for a long time, and it's always been, I wasn't sure I had enough, like one of those cakes were going to be enough to make the whole thing. And so I have actually pulled 2 cakes, which is these are the Millen's cakes from Hirschner's. This is one right here, and then I have over here another, I don't want to pull it out. It's a black, it's black on the outside going to lighter and lighter and lighter grays. So I pulled that one out too, because I think once the black finishes in this, if I pull from the outside and just make it into lighter grays, it'll look good. But this is the cake. I'm almost finished with the purple part, and I'm going to start the blue part soon. I worked a lot on this in the beginning of the week, and I haven't touched it since I started. I realized I needed something more mindless than what I was working on, and so I started that. So the next thing I was working on, and this one is giving me some trouble. This is the dragon from the Unicorns and Dragon book, book 3, and it is a really cute dragon. Look, I bought these eyes. Isn't it cute? I feel like this would have been better if I had sewn on the head a little bit more like this, but it is what it is. I've already sewn it on. I am not changing it. This is a heavily adjusted piece. Like I adjusted a lot in this pattern. First of all, there's a lot of sewing. I decided the belly, I'm just gonna use color change. So I used color change. I was supposed to actually stop 2 rows before, but I wasn't paying enough attention. And when I noticed it, I was like, it's done, whatever. So I adjusted the belly. By the way, the belly was supposed to, sorry, I'm coughing a lot. It's just, this cough is lingering. The belly was supposed to be sewn on to the body. So the body is sewn onto the head. The belly is sewed onto the body, which not in this one because I did color changes. Then this part is sewn onto the bottom of the foot. So like the thigh and the foot are 2 pieces. The arms are a piece. The snout is a piece. A lot. I didn't finish sewing on all the spines, but there's a lot more of these spine pieces. So there was a lot of sewing, and I did not want to do all the sewing. Each one of these were supposed to be sewn on. Where is it? Here. Each one of the toenails, each one of the fingernails, they were all supposed to be sewn on. And I was like, that's too much sewing. I can't do it. So I did adjust it to make this part right here, the foot with the toes, all 1 piece. The arms are not 4 pieces. They are 1 piece. It took I think the reason why this is taking so long is I have to think about it, and I have to think about the logistics and the numbers and blah, blah, blah of changing it around. And so it's taking a while. I finished most of the crochet parts. I just have the wings left to do, because the wings, the way it is written, is 4 pieces. And I want to make it less. But I don't think I can make it too much less. I think I can make it to 3 pieces, but not 4 pieces. I'm still thinking about it. The spines, there's no way you could like adjust it. This is, I've already sewn on 4. There is, how many more? 3, 4, 5, 7 left that I'm gonna have to sew on individually. And the wings I'm gonna have to sew on, but hopefully I'll do a little less sewing on than I thought, than the pattern asks for. It is a very cute dragon, but there's a lot of sewing, and for me, I've been doing a lot of adjusting. So between, like, I finished this, I finished all the stuff that is according to pattern, well, not the spine, but then I moved to the legs, and I had to stop for a day and think about how I'm going to do it so I don't have to sew it on. And then I had to think about the logistics. Okay, so my camera turned off. I don't know why. It just turned off, and I don't remember when it turned off. I don't know when it turned off. So I'm just gonna say it again. All of this, like reimagining how to make this with less sewing, and make this with less sewing, and of course the wings too with less sewing. it meant I had to put it down a lot and just figure it out in my head, and then figure it out the numbers, figure out number one how to do it, and then figure out how it would actually practically work with the numbers so that I have the least amount of remaking it from scratch. I don't usually like to adjust other people's patterns. The reason I used to do it all the time before I started designing, but I always like to keep that creativity for my own designs and not use it for someone else's. But you know, I wasn't gonna sew each fingernail individually if I could figure it out another way. So this is it. It's almost finished. I need to finish sewing on all the spikes, and I need to figure out the wings. I think I have an idea, but it'll still be 3 pieces instead of 4. But it's better, you know, if you have one less thing, well, 2, because there's 2 wings, 2 less things to sew on. I wish I could find a way to make it so that it was just, you know, all one piece, but you know, it is what it is. But anyways, there's my dragon. That's my 3rd project to show you, my 2nd whip. And my last one is this. So my daughter wants a slouchy beanie for aesthetics. That's exactly what she said. She goes, I want a slouchy beanie for aesthetics. So I'm making her a slouchy beanie. I have not gotten really far. I am using Stylecraft. What is it? Stylecraft Highland Heathers DK. And this is how much I've gotten. It's not much. I wanted to knit this. I really wanted to knit it. But it didn't work out for me. First of all, there's 2 reasons. I was using these needles, which are my Luca Likey needles. They're beautiful, and I just made gloves for my son with these needles, and they worked fine. But with this yarn, it seems to, I don't know, the yarn is really slow, and I really have to tug and pull for each stitch to get it off. And then on top of that, I kept twisting my stitches, and I think it was just the overall effect of the yarn not gliding really nicely with those needles. And I always twist my stitches. Every time I make something in the round in knitting, I have false 1, 2, 3 false starts before it starts, and I accepted it because practice will make it so that I don't have any. But with this yarn snagging all the time, I decided I'm going to crochet it. I found my needles, finally. My generic, excuse me. I found my generic Amazon needles, which I didn't find before I started crocheting it. And so I think I will finish that, and then I'll choose a different yarn, and I'm going to make the knitted hat that I wanted to make. I just need to practice knitting, and I'm not going to get anywhere if I don't practice it. So I think hats are a good thing to knit because they're not huge projects. But anyways, I found these. Oh, I looked so much for those, and I couldn't find them. Anyways. So I'm going to make this. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'm not using a pattern for this. I'm just making it. I might make it all double crochets so it slouches very nicely. Or if I get bored, I might put some other stitches. Right now, I'm just on the top. I haven't even finished the brim or whatever, the top of the hat yet. So I haven't decided if I'm going to add different stitches or just keep it. Oops. Ooh. Okay, so the laundry's done, so you won't be hearing that noise anymore. Okay, and also, I don't even know how long this video is because the video turned off in the middle. But I don't think I have anything left to show you. I've shown you all 4 of my projects. Yeah, I have this cough that is just not leaving. I'm gonna edit it out, so hopefully you guys won't hear it. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to hear more from me, please subscribe.